Hello. Hello, good morning. How are you?
I'm not really a morning person, but...
Well, good morning anyway. You're very lucky. Hey, well, you're very lucky because this laptop nearly went through the window then.
Oh, trust me, my PC nearly does on the daily.
I don't know what's going on with WhatsApp, but it's letting me down. But we're all right now. It's fixed. After a few expletives, we're back on an even keel now. I think we're friends.
The expletives fix everything.
Yeah, I know, but it's not very good for self-development, unfortunately. Anyway, so I am very, very, very excited to be talking about your new album.
Yeah, well, I'm rather excited to have the thing done because it's been giving me sleepless nights for most of this year.
No wonder you're not a morning person then, Ad, with that.
Oh, too right. I mean, don't get me wrong though, compared to Claws Out, our first album, this has been damn near a breeze.
So tell me then. So talk me through. So when did you start recording this album?
Well, the writing first really got going when we got back off our tour with Cyteria last year.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Kywin pretty much like we were back for about a week from tour. Decided we were bored and were like, right, let's crack on and write.
Do you know most people when they're bored just put Netflix on? I mean, it's a bit extreme to go, right, let's just crack on and write an album.
Yeah, I know. I'm not normal, okay?
Well, we've already established that. I mean, when I'm bored, I just stroke my cat. Take of that what you will, you know. But anyway, so carry on.
We got a podcast called Twisted, Torn and Moist here, Joe. Like,
I know.
Anything can happen.
Well, yeah, and also we can lower the tone on this. It's fine. What I say goes.
Hey, all I'm going to do is cast everyone's minds back to the first time I was on Twisted, Torn and Moist outside Savfest. And I will leave it exactly there. You should all go and listen to that interview.
Well, you know what, actually, though, talking of that, you know, you're one of the, you and Blitz, I've had the most listeners.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
I genuinely didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I'm really shocked mid-interview, but that's pretty cool.
No, honestly, I think it was the meowing at the start.
Oh, no, freaking Kywin. That girl terrified.
Yeah, well, she's married now. Her wedding looked like she had a fantastic day.
Yes. Well, the ongoing joke within the band was because naturally we were going to post something. Unfortunately, I couldn't make the wedding because I've been taken on to play guitar in a band called Paradise Alley.
Yeah, you did a bit of depping, didn't you, for them?
Well, I can actually reveal I am also now a full member.
What? Are you? Congratulations.
Yeah, it's all a bit of a weird story, and I'm sure we'll go into more of it a bit later on. But long story short, I was out on the road. I was heading towards Edinburgh, and me and Dad, because Dad came out as my guitar tech, we thought, you know what? Why not? We might as well post something else. Kywin's getting married today. Post went absolutely flaming viral, of course. So the ongoing joke within the band is, Kywin, could you just like divorce your bloke every Friday,
Yeah.
and marry him again on the Saturday, and then our social media for the week sorted.
Oh, that's ace, that is, though. Congratulations. I'm really proud of you for that.
Yeah, no, cheers for that. But no, as far as when we started recording the album, I want to say kind of April or May time was when we first laid anything really down for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there it just kind of went, okay, we're on to something here, because this one, unlike the last one, is completely self-produced.
Yeah, I was going to say it's self-funded as well, isn't it?
Well, yeah, we do everything ourselves, because I mean, these days getting a label involved is like trying to get blood out of stones, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of these things we do because we love it.
Yeah.
It really. This has been all I am since I was about 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And like I always say to people, Claws Out was the album I needed to make, because there's songs on that album that I wrote when I was 17, 18.
Yeah.
Like, sure, they developed a bit and became what people now know off that first album.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think this is the album I really wanted to make. I'll always have love for Claws Out. I love those songs, but this album, it's another step up still.
Yeah.
even the stuff on the album that I didn't write. And yes, there is some.
You know, you've gone a different way as well. Like, from what I've heard, you know, I was listening to Victory March, which is actually out at the end of this month, isn't it? 30th of November, if my memory serves correct.
Yes, coming out on the 30th. Well, Victory March, odd one for me, because a lot of people might remember the first that most people really heard of us in the kind of scene as it is now was during the first lockdown. We did a charity single called Rule Britannia.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Raising money for NHS charities together, brought in a whole load of cool people. We had like Jackie from Girls School, Adam from Massive Wagons, like Autumn from Surge was on it. Eddie Mole, who was on it from the Angry Badgers, he actually now plays bass in Adam and the Hellcats.
Does he?
Yes, he does. You didn't meet him, unfortunately. He couldn't do Southfest, so I made AD.
Yeah, I remember AD. He sat there very patiently with us all, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. To be honest, I love AD, but he's just there looking like, what the hell have I signed up for?
Yeah, I did think that. I was like, oh, easy men gently, boys. Come on. And Kerwin, of course. gentle.
But Victory March, for me, it was... There's a lot of songs that have come out since all the lockdowns have ended and that have been very much about how dark those times were. And, yeah, obviously there's a place for those tunes. There really is, because obviously... It sucked.
Yeah, I think everybody can relate to it, you know, on whatever level. I mean, for me, obviously working in the NHS, for you guys, your life is touring and gigs, and we all had to stop doing that. And like for me, Rule Britannia, when you produced that, it gave me hope.
Oh well, sorry for that. But Victory March was one of those, we beat the little bugger.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can tell that in the song. You know, when I listen to it, you can tell it's like the Victory March out of lockdown. It's like, look, we're back.
Well, yeah, it's, I don't know, because, coming into the winter now, obviously, there's going to be some... I'm not saying that COVID's ever going to go away.
No.
It exists now. There's nothing we can really do about that. It's protect yourself in whatever way you see fit and crack on with your life.
Mm-hmm.
Is all I'd ever suggest. But I just thought coming into the winter where there's going to be a lot of people out there that might be a little bit scared, I thought another hopeful song.
Yeah.
It might be the right kind of time to release a single, you know, and... Well, frankly, I needed to get another one out from the album.
Well, for me, I mean, a firm favourite was, is it She's a Vampire?
No, that's on the first.
Yeah, on the first album. So that for me was a firm favourite. And then there's another one. Was it Bending the Knee? They're two of my favourite songs.
Yeah, both first album tracks. I can't say my ex-girlfriend likes She's a Vampire very much, if I'm honest. But...
Well, you know, is that who it was written about?
Yes.
Oh, nice. I did wonder what you got up to in your spare time, Ad.
Oh, hey, what happens at my place stays at my place, Joe.
Also, you didn't say Rule Britannia wasn't Massive Wagons, didn't they have something to do with that?
Yes.
And White Raven Down?
Yes, Ad Thistlethwaite from Massive Wagons.
Yeah, and Ryan Webb, from what I believe.
Yes, he was. Former White Raven Down frontman Will Taylor was on it.
Mm-hmm. Raven Breed as well.
Yes, true. Actually does bring me on to something, though.
Don't worry, Ad. I'll name all the bands that were on your single.
Yes, no. Well, it just, there's something happening in March.
Oh, is there? Come on, my ears are pricked up now. And for that respect, so is Boris. Is he as pricked up?
Oh, is Boris there?
Yeah, Boris is here, your number one fan.
So for everyone listening, Joe tagged me in an awesome picture of the Boris the cat the other day. That cat is an absolute dude, alright? So, on February the 3rd, Catalyst, our new album, will release to all of you.
Mm-hmm.
But then, on March the 3rd...
Yeah.
We head out on our UK tour for the year. So we got some friends from over in the US of A coming over, Hearts and Hand Grenades.
Yeah, Hearts and Hand Grenades. I was about to say, with support from White Raven Down, isn't it?
Yeah, from White Raven Down and
Yep.
us.
Yeah, and from you.
Us. Can't wait to finally share a stage with White Raven Down. Like, obviously, I've been in touch with those guys.
Yeah.
Since the whole Royal Britannia thing happened. And, like, I keep in touch with Stu regular, but we've never actually met face to face.
Oh, you're in for a right treat then.
Yeah, although he did, I'm not going to tell you much about it, but he did post a photo on Facebook the other day, and I said that I'm not going to let him forget it through the entire tour. And Stu, if you're listening, I meant it.
Stu will, honestly, Stu will pick up on this. I'm good friends with Katie. I've got a lot of time for Katie Richardson. I tell you what, she's a powerhouse in music, she is.
Oh, yeah. She does that Hellfire management.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's like the Mary Poppins of the music industry. I don't know where she gets all her energy from, and I don't know. She's just full of contacts. She's amazing.
Oh, trust me, if I could have even half of that energy, I'd be winning.
Everybody needs a Katie Richardson in their life, basically.
Yeah, fair enough. But no, so the album will be out about a month before that tour kicks off. The first night is in Edinburgh, Friday, March the 3rd, at Bannerman's. Absolutely awesome venue. Who got to play there with Paradise Alley quite recently. And, well, I remember getting there. Getting out, not so much.
Yeah, really? Did you have a few too many shandies?
Yes, totally shandy.
Right, well, I mean, I don't partake in any of that, as you know. Joking, well, from what I can remember, anyway.
Well, what was the last time I saw you? Riding in the back of a camping trolley at
Steelhouse.
Festival.
Yeah.
And whoever was pulling the trolley basically tried to take a handbrake turn.
And the trolley went over. Yeah.
Miss Embry ended up kind of dumped out of the trolley, looking up at me, feeling very sorry for herself.
It was like supermarket sweep of the festival. Steelhouse supermarket sweep, basically.
Oh, it pretty much was. And you walking around with a little microphone.
Interviewing people.
Interviewing people about the state of the toilets at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
I know, yeah.
When, like, asking them if they'd had any good shits that festival.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Hey, look, any interviewer comes to do an expose on me at all, just they better bear in mind that I know half of you do the interviews anyway, and I probably drank with you, and I probably know just as much about you.
Yeah, exactly. I know, yeah. I'm retreating now. I'm like, oh, he knows. He's got quite a lot on me now.
Oh, he knows too much.
He knows too much. Anyway, tell me, though. Tell me. What's your favourite track off your album coming out?
Oh, there's so many to choose from. Like, as far as out of what I've written, it's between Victory March and What the Cat Dragged In. Victory March for reasons I've already said about the whole COVID situation.
Yeah.
What the Cat Dragged In was very much because, look, I've always had doubters out there who thought that I would never quite do what I want to do, and What the Cat Dragged In is kind of that, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah, look at me. Yeah, good for you. Blow your own trumpet, Adam, you know, everyone's got to.
Out of the stuff that I didn't write, there's a song on there called Out in the Night, which was actually written entirely by my dad, Tony, who, for those of you who don't know, my dad, Tony, actually plays drums in Adam and the Hellcats.
Not just that, though, Adam. He's your chauffeur, remember?
Oh, yes, driver, merch guy, general roadie.
General morale, well-being, spiritual coach, you know, everything else.
General pain in my ass.
Piggy bank.
But, no, he rings me up one day, okay, and I'm just, it's while I was still sort of toying with some ideas for later tracks on the album, and he just rings me up and goes, boy, I've written a song, I'll be there in half hour, we're recording it. And I'm like, hang on a minute, like, is this a sign of the apocalypse? Like, he's never shown any iota of interest in writing a song at all, okay? And he comes to me and we lay down this scratch guitar part by him basically singing the riffs at me, right? And hands me a sheet of paper and he's got all the flaming lyrics.
Was it like choir practice?
And almost, yeah. But actually, it's one of the most curveball tracks on the album in the end. And like, obviously, I can't go without mentioning songs like Black Witch Bomb, which we played at South.
Yeah, I heard that one. That's a very strong contender.
Yeah, like I did the instrumental for that, but like I kind of let Kywin run with the lyrical stuff and said, this one's entirely you.
Well, Kywin's vocal range, is incredible somewhat. To reach the notes that she does, I don't know how she does it. Unless she is a cat, isn't she, after all? We established that.
I do question the humanity behind that one. But no, she's actually musical theatre trained. Done a lot of musical theatre stuff over the years before joining Hellcats. So, I mean, coming from that kind of background, having an insane vocal range is,
you can tell,
kind of pretty normal, really. It's she's a goddamn freak of nature. Okay, I honestly, I've had in like previous bands I've been in, I've always loved that twin male-female vocal dynamic, and I've always tried to do it as much as I can. But she's the only one I've worked with who kind of matched my energy on stage right from the word go. Didn't need prodding, anything like that. Was instantly like, oh, okay, cool, I'll do that then.
Yeah, see, that's really nice, and you can tell that on stage. You've got a real good relationship with each other on stage. You work together. Oh, yeah. The whole band as a whole, you can tell your professionalism. You can just tell. Like when newer bands come out and they don't really know what direction to go in, and you can tell they're just bonding and gelling. You guys, you're like the glue that sticks the band together. It's great to watch.
Well, I mean, obviously, considering Savfest was when you first watched us, I can't go without mentioning sort of the little pool of depths we have, because occasionally Martin can't gig, for example, because of working for Asda and his robotic overlords of the holiday app not being able to give him holiday. But basically, Martin plays in another band, a prog metal thing called Anorak, and whenever he can't do a gig, then Milo Clack, the singer out of Anorak, jumps in on guitar. Or like if Eddie can't gig because of some family stuff he has to deal with sometimes, I was like, then Adi will come in, or actually Milo could cover for Adi, and those guys actually, for guys who aren't in the band, they help us to no end.
Yeah, that's really nice that you've got you've got people that you can rely on that can just help you fulfill them gigs.
Yeah, and anyone who's into the kind of progressive metal stuff, I absolutely beg you, please go and check out Anorak. They're in the studio at the moment, getting some stuff out there, and a couple of gigs here and there. You never know, you might see yours truly depping in on the bass. Yeah,
that'd be mint, repaying the favour.
Yeah, trust. Like, they're completely different to us musically, but those guys are like family, so I just thought I should give them a shout out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thanks for that. Guys, make sure you do check them out. I'll post a link on the podcast as well, so that people can check them out.
Yeah. I'll make sure I get that over to you.
Yeah, that would be mint. So, tell me, when's your album out then, Ad?
That is February the 3rd.
So, anyone who wants a Valentine's treat, get yourself their album.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure there's really any more lovey-dovey songs on there, to be honest, but but Victory March, the single, comes out on November the 30th, and probably that day, actually, we're going to announce one final single from the album.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you what it is yet, because
boo.
Because I got to be honest, I haven't picked which one it's going to be. And I've still got to get a lyric video done for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then March the 3rd, the tour with Hearts and Hand Grenades starts. I mean, it's the first time we'll have been on the 10, 12 date UK tour and not gone home the entire time. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're going to be absolute zombies for a week after we come home, but I can't wait, because all I want to do in my life is van, hotel, venue.
Yeah, well, you know, you've worked so hard for this. It's your time now. I was looking at some of the dates. You've got Bannerman's. Bannerman's is such an incredible venue.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying to you earlier, I was there on the recent tour with Paradise Alley, and the whole tour was a bit of a special blur for me. Because I got to meet a few idols of mine. One of my all-time idols while I was out with them.
And who's that then?
Paul Quinn from Saxon.
Oh, nice. Well, I remember we were watching Saxon together, weren't we, at Steelhouse?
Well,
me, you, and your dad.
Okay, so what happened was the second date of the Paradise Alley tour was at the O2 Academy in Sheffield as part of the HRH Sleaze event. Now, we were on second stage at about 7 o'clock. Now, we'd done a warm-up show at the Yorkshireman just over the road the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my first ever time playing an academy, I wanted to make a day of it and really experience everything. So, me and Dad have turned up right early, got our gear in. I mean, they even gave us our own dressing room that day, just for Paradise Alley. It was crazy. But we're watching our friends Plastic Tears from Finland, who Paradise Alley were on tour with at the time.
Yeah.
On main stage at about, I think it was about 2 o'clock, right? They were first band on. And you know how some people who still wear masks, occasionally they'll drop their mask for a few seconds just to take a breath. And then they'll pull it back up. So I'm walking through the main room, and this guy, just to my right, drops his mask for a second. It's Paul Flaming Quinn, innit?
Yeah, I've got a picture of him. Your dad sent me a picture. I've got the picture. He was wearing that blue mask, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Well, here's kind of how it went. My dad's first ever gig was Saxon at Sheffield City Hall. Let's just say he was quite a bit younger than even I am now.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, we've got a lot of history with those guys. They've damn near been the soundtrack to my life. So I'm stood there like, shit, I have to go and say hi. That's Paul Quinn.
Were you starstruck?
I have no shame in telling you, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, like when you're on a date, did you practice how you're going to say? Were you like, hello?
Not really. I just walked over and I said to him, look, Paul, I'm going to try not to make this too obvious, but just wanted to say thank you for everything, because, I mean, without that guy, there's basically no me.
I bet he thought you were offering him drugs or something.
No. He said to me, oh, that's awesome. Shall we pop backstage so we can have a proper chat?
What? Really?
Yeah, and I've ended up next to the production office with him. Bit of a funny moment there, because Steve Vincent, Paradise Alley's singer, was just about to go on stage and do a song with Plastic Tears. So he's come through this corridor backstage, and all he sees is me chatting to Quinny. I look at Steve and just go, it's Paul. But we're chatting for a bit, and then Paul actually says, oh, where is your dad then? Of course, my dad's over the road in McDonald's having some food. And Paul's just gone, oh, let's go find him. And I'm like, hang on a minute, I've got to get him on the blower. Let's go out into the smoking area, right? So we gone out. And Paul, basically, a lot of people know this already, but I'm autistic. So when I phone my dad and act like I'm in a right flat, he's going to come. Now, me and Paul, we can see the McDonald's over the road. And I phoned my dad. I'm like, Dad, I can't explain. I need you to get here right now. I'm in the smoking area. Please come, like, now.
Your poor dad's probably eating a Big Mac, slams it down, is like, help is on the way, dear. Help is on the way. Like, you know, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, yeah. But no, he's come running back through because he had the artist pass as well. And he's come out into the smoking area. His jaw hit the floor. Now, of course, him and Paul was chatting for ages. Paul's even heard some of the new Hellcats stuff.
Wow.
To like it, and he seemed to like it, which is really, really cool. But then he asked me, so what time did you say you're playing later, mate? I'm like, I'm on with Paradise Alley at 7 in second stage. He's like, I'll be there. And of course, me being me, right, I don't think in my wildest dreams that he's actually telling me the truth, but it's very nice to hear. So fast forward to showtime, I'm just getting set up, and I say to my dad, yeah, he was probably only being nice. Like, I don't think he'll actually show.
No, I've got a picture of you on the stage, right, with your guitar, and him standing there giving the peace sign that your dad sent me.
Well, my dad basically leans over to me and just goes, boy, he's already here. I clocked him as soon as he came in. Now, during the show, how that picture happened was my dad is kind of skirting around the back of the room, taking pictures. Next thing he knows, he gets a little elbow nudge. And Paul jumps over and just goes, hey, this is your shot, trust me. And stands in front of him doing the peace sign right as I'm up on the front rail taking a
Yeah, I was going to say, I've got that picture in front of me. I'm looking at it now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, obviously Hellcats is always my baby because obviously I write pretty much everything. But that whole tour, I can't thank the guys in Paradise Alley enough for that. And, well, here's to many more, really.
Yeah, defo. Yeah, you went to see Enough's Enough, didn't you, with Collateral supporting? Oh, no, did you, with Skid Row?
But then the other night. Yeah. Ben actually kindly guest listed me and Dad last minute. We'd honest to God forgot it was happening, and Dad works over in Cardiff, and he'd seen a couple of people coming through in Skid Row t-shirts near his work, and he's text Ben just going, oh, good luck tonight, mate. Suddenly remembered you're in Cardiff. If I work here, Ben's just gone, oh, so you're not coming? I haven't got tickets, mate. Give me 5 minutes. I'll see what I can do. So, Ben Atkinson, if you're listening, bro, thanks again for that one.
Yeah, big shout out, Ben. I caught up with the guys when I watched them play with Heat. It's quite. I've got another podcast release of Heat and Collateral go head to head in the in the quiz. So it was quite funny.
Let me know when that's coming. I gotta hear that.
Yeah, it's quite funny, really. I think I did both. I think I did both quizzes on them. I'm not sure. I think maybe I can't remember.
Apparently, both bands were sharing a tour bus together. Like,
yeah.
Oh God, that must have been.
Yeah, because prior to the gig, I went and knocked on the tour bus because I was like, I'd already spoke to Don Crash about having an interview, and he liked it on Instagram. And so I bowled up to this tour bus, found it, plucked up all the courage, banging on this tour bus for about 20 minutes. No one in there, of course. Not even the driver. So I had to go and hunt them down. But it was a great gig. Mason Hill, Collateral, Heat.
Oh, I love Mason Hill. Absolutely love Mason Hill. But, yeah, it's nice to see so many of these newer bands really kicking it.
Yeah, and getting support slots. It really makes me happy when they get chosen because it's really heartwarming, isn't it?
Well, because I know, for example, the Collateral lads, they're all massive Heat fans and massive Skid Row fans. So they say don't meet your heroes, but Ben was telling me apparently Skid Row are pretty cool.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it's yeah, okay, the country might be in a weird place right now, but like as far as our scene, I don't think it's been stronger in a long time.
I have to agree there, and I think, you know, COVID, as much as we slate COVID, I think that's got a lot to play with it, because, you know, all these bands haven't been able to tour, and actually, for bands coming over, it's easier for them to pick local bands, because they've got the following and the support.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like, when I heard that Hearts and Hand Grenades were coming over, because I know Mark Christensen from Midnight Tornado, who's put that whole thing together.
Mm-hmm.
I was instantly on the phone to him because I'd listened to him before. I was like, oh yeah, no, I want me a piece of that. And I'd heard mutterings that they were coming over, so I instantly got on the phone. I was like, Mark, do you need another support for that, mate?
But you know what they say, Ad? If you don't ask, you don't get.
Exactly. Like, there are some bands out there who they always want to wait to be asked, and my one piece of advice is don't wait, go and ask.
Yeah, you don't. You know, you have to be cheeky in this life. You know, for me, I ask bands. I say, look, are you free for an interview? And if they're free, they'll do it. If not, well, I've lost nothing by it.
Exactly. Like, if you try to get on a tour and you don't get on it the first time, really just make sure you're really kicking it for the following couple of years. And when that bigger band comes back around, they might notice, oh, hang on, didn't those guys ask for the support a couple of years back?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because, I mean, the Collateral and Skid Row thing had been on the cards since before COVID, for example.
Yeah.
Or I think the Heat thing had been as well.
Yeah, I think so too. And I know, like, Todd, you know, and Angelo, it was their dream, wasn't it? You know, that's the pinnacle of their career. They love Heat.
I must say, I did see a video of Angelo doing 500 miles of Heat. That was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was, well, my favourite Collateral song is Mr. Big Shot.
Mr. Big Shot. Mine is Lullaby and Midnight Queen.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I mean, the drummer from Heat went up and did Big Shot with them on one of the nights, so I've seen on one of the videos, like, which is just
absolutely incredible.
Oh, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Like, when I was first kind of finding my feet, people are like, oh, that kind of thing don't happen anymore. And I'm like, but now I look at it and I'm like, well, actually, it's quite possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like, dreams really
do come true. Yeah, absolutely.
The scene's never been stronger. So, I mean, my one piece of advice to anyone that wants to get into it is don't wait. Do it now. Write some tunes, record them, get them out there, put a band together, and get gigging.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because no matter how little money there might be there, this thing is fun.
Yeah, definitely. You know, everyone's got hobbies, everyone's got dreams, everyone's got goals that they want to accomplish. But like you said, go and chase them. Nothing is not doable.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's like a few times I've walked through particular towns, and very occasionally, even if it's someone I don't know, I'll see someone wearing a Adam and the Hellcats t-shirt.
Yeah.
And, at the time, I'm just sort of stood there going, huh? Like, I remember actually I went to see Mason Hill, who, full disclosure, have become like my absolute favourite band in the past couple of years, the whole Against the Wall album.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Well, it really mentally helped me through lockdown, and I had one of the t-shirts on me, and I gave one to James, actually as a thank you for all they done for me without realising it.
Yeah.
So this is when they were out with Stone Broken and the Fallen State earlier in the year. And James has gone backstage. He's had a little listen to us. Kind of liked it. Thought he'd do something nice for a fan. And, next thing I know, I'm bursting into floods of tears because James has just walked on stage in front of his people wearing
Adam and the Hellcats t-shirt, yeah. You know, I've got to say, James is one of the nicest lads in the whole music, you know. Me and James go back years. I've known him for quite a while now. And I was telling them that, for me, where I belong, I never really belonged anywhere until I got involved in music. So that for me is a personal journey, because it wasn't until music I realised where I belonged. So just that one song,
Yeah, it's an absolute tune, that one. Unfortunately, I had to miss their recent Bristol gig because we were down in Southampton that night. So, boys, if you're listening, get yourselves back to Bristol soon as, please.
I'm pretty sure, and who knows, Ad, maybe you and Mason Hill could go on tour.
I'm going to say absolutely nothing here, and I'm going to leave that entirely up to them.
Oh, well, the door's open, boys.
Hey, look. Birdie knows that I would absolutely bite his arm off for that.
Well, there you go. I'm going to send him this.
I'm going to say nothing more than that.
See, if there's any bands out there that want a fun-loving group of Hellcats...
Misfits, more like.
Then all you've got to do is put some dreamies down and they'll come running.
Ooh, dreamies.
Yeah. Anyway, Ad, it's been lovely catching up with you. You've sent me a few tracks.
Anytime. And I'm sorry I couldn't get the others over onto this today, but next time I'll bring a few of them.
Hey, listen, I've had nearly 40 minutes of your time today, so I really appreciate you giving that up, And
no, you're good.
Anything I can do to help you with this album, I will push and push and push.
Can I just say quickly, the pre-save link for Victory March, the single, is out now. I don't know how many of you listening know about the technical stuff behind Spotify and that, but long story very short, if we want to be able to get onto some of these bigger playlists, we need a lot of pre-saves.
Okay.
So, it literally takes a couple of seconds to do. It's like a 2-click job. So as many of you as possible, if you could pre-save the single, I would be eternally grateful. I know that's what I'm meant to say in this circumstance, but as I've already said, this is dreams coming true for me already. Just to be talking about music with people respected in the industry like Joe. So if you could just make that next stage of the dream happen by getting this single far and wide, I'd appreciate it so damn much.
Well, I'll attach Victory March onto this podcast for everyone who listens. It's been lovely catching up with you. Look after yourself, and love to all the other Hellcats. Meow.
Meow.
This little bug thought it had us beat, had us confined, not even out in the street. Bulls panic by toilet roll, their whole attitude going cold. People spouted theories that make no sense. I wanna put them in an ambulance. We're British, and don't ever forget, we're gonna teach this bug some damn respect. So fire the cannon and beat the drum. We're coming back, the war is won. We're back on top, we're living large, singing loud, this is a victory march. We're back on top, we're living large, singing loud, this is a victory